Now that Helen's back, she's in a good mood and she wants to play. That's what's going on. That makes so much more sense. That makes so much more sense. You back here again, Ellie? Ay. She can't get enough. Alright, let's get into some Classic versus Clem action as we kick off into this PvT. In the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to have ourselves the blue Protoss player. This is Classic. In the top left, our red Terran player is going to be Clem. On Team Liquid, of course, and he's in Korea. So, we get ourselves up and running into some TvP. Again, 0 ping, did not expect that. Very exciting as we kick off into an opening game. Let's see what these two are going to bring us. Obviously, we're going to get all of Clem's games in a row here now. Clem versus Classic, Clem versus Jumi, Clem versus Scarlet. All coming up. I'll just take one moment here, guys. Just a little bit of a sellout. Obviously, as usual, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, and so on. But a couple of things. First of all, we do have the WardiTV 2025 series Crowdfunder still ongoing. You can ! 2025 in the chat if you'd like to check that out. We asked crowdfunding to run bigger and better tournaments here in this 2025 series of the WardiTV circuit. So if you would like to support that, if you'd like to help us out, help us to run more events, and bigger events and better events, then again, ! 2025 will give you the link to the crowdfunder. 100% of support will go directly into raising the prize pools of the tournaments. Everything you guys give goes into prize money. Number one focus is to increase the quality of the events for the players, and the best way to do that is to give them more money so they can live and keep on playing StarCraft 2. So if you want to help us out with that, we really appreciate it. We've already guaranteed $25,000 of prize money to be going into that, just through your support in general and just what we can kind of muster together for this year. But obviously we want to raise that even further and give, again, the players as much opportunity to keep on playing StarCraft as we possibly can. So again, that's ! 2025 if you want to check it out. We just passed the $6,000 marker there the last couple of days, so we are on our way where our main goal was $10,000, so we're 6,000 out of 10,000. So keep the love rolling there if you can. It's just what I wanted to take a quick moment to mention. Otherwise, let's go into this PvT and get back on track as a Stargate comes up from Classic initially. Going to get that underway to start. The Marine and the Adept will come around a little. A couple of Hellions will be there. The SCV going down. Adept is going to be taking quite a few shots and is going to get chased away. So Adept will chase away in the form of death. Adept will die and probably kind of be that for a couple of moments. So yeah, that tech lab coming up in the barracks here as well. So just going to get that started up already. In fact, we're going to swap on over to it, the barracks to the reactor. Get that underway as well right now as we just have, again, the Oracle coming up. Warp gate halfway done. Cyclone Marine commands into building for the next few moments. Hellions will make their way down to the bottom right. And Oracle will be there. Hellions take a turn back the other direction, so just going to try and find a way to dart through. Clem would like to deal some damage with these, but not really going to find much of an opportunity. And chases the Adept away. Again, obviously the split bases is kind of one of the reasons why Clem feels like he might get some damage done, but the wall off is good from Classic, ensuring nothing gets into the main. And now it's just going to be the dive toward the third, but there's a Phoenix out as well, and that's going to be actually very useful at being able to lift up one of those Hellions. Lifting the Hellion is extremely effective, just because lifting the Hellion can absolutely take it out of the equation and just kind of all of a sudden, boom, there you go, it's gone. And now you don't have as many to try and one-shot workers with, so definitely a good factor. There's a Twilight Council coming through, finishing up. We'll see Classic's next step of this going in, but the Hellions actually do get around, and still 3 of them here, so they still have that one-shot potential, so the battery doesn't save all the probes, and we've lost 7 workers just then. Clem's persistence with those Hellions working out as a Cyclone defense is going to be very good against the Oracle across the map too. Definitely not pretty for Classic in the end. He spent so much time kind of defending the Hellions, doesn't find anything across the map himself, only to then let the Hellions, like I say, come in and deal a bunch of damage in the end anyway, so really not ideal. As that blink continues in, and the Nexus continues up for the moment. Starport coming up being about finished. Engineering Bay, Tech Lab, Reactor will be brought up as well. Continue to bring all of that through. Starport will be finishing shortly. And you get the reactor on the go on the factory as well. So just again, bringing a little bit of everything up and online. Two medevacs already on the way. As those extra marines still popping out. Just going to get those brought on through. Stalker's going to step up into the middle of the map against Impact Combat Shield and the +1 building at the moment as our medevacs and marines come through from Clem. So we continue to get that online. And the Stalkers will still just cruise towards the upper left-hand side at the moment. Again, some extra probes are on the way. The blink is coming up. Nice little stasis ward going to catch the Cyclone. So Cyclone's going to get caught there immediately. Marines are still gathering. The Phoenix and the Oracle. Well, the Oracle just drops a little Revelation down onto that medevac and Marines. So an opportunity to see a little bit of what's up there. Stalker's still coming through and actually going to blink on top of the Marines once more. Marines continue to chase. A couple of Stalkers still getting hit. Another Revelation going down, hitting the rocks as we go. +1 and Combat Shield both building at the moment from Clem. So can we get those upgrades coming by? Marine Marauder coming up. Medevacs and mines on the way. That shield continues through as the Stalkers get there for the Cyclone. Marines are going to stim and they're going to continue to chase after said Stalkers. So again, continue to go after the Stalkers here for a few moments. Marine Marauder medevac still on the way out. +1 attack upgrade is a part of this as well. Marines get into the main base, couple of probes going down immediately. We're actually going to have the, I was going to say the pylon as a target, but he could actually go for the forge. He's going to try and get the cancel on the upgrade. Stalker's recall into the main base to try and protect that. Meanwhile, the drop over here looking good. We do get rid of the forge before the Stalkers clean up, and now the push at the front. I said drop here, but it's just a straight up push from Clem. It's just going to wander forward, and there's not enough Stalkers left behind to properly defend against this. The battery putting in some overtime to try and keep things going. Phoenix showing up, the Oracle going to get some healing as well. That battery putting some work in. Stalkers will come back through, and Oracle going to drop the stasis ward down. So the rest of that Bioforce gathering up. There's one Marine going to get caught in that straight away. So the Widowmine shot going toward the Stalkers. Just have to blink away from that once more. Mine's taking damage. Another Zealot going down. Just gonna still see the rest of those Stalkers trying to chase this. And to be fair, Classic kind of cleans up better than I thought he would, because at first it looked as though he was getting completely overwhelmed. Obviously losing the upgrade as well, not going to help you playing from no upgrades against the +1, soon to be 1/1. And Prison coming up, Forge on the way. We get a few more pylons added on as well. A couple of barracks coming through with this. Those Widow Mines and Liberators also in production at the Marine Marauder on into the rest of it. And we continue through. A little bit of a stim. Just going to see that Bio Army continue to chase down. And we've seen the Prison going to get intercepted. So Prison going to get caught right now. That is going to fall. Zealot Stalker still gathering just between the bases. And Classic, on his way to that Robobay, I think is going to be really essential. Something to actually just get some splash in the game. Right now, he's kind of hanging on in there, the Zealot Stalker, but he needs something more considerable, such as the Robobay and the Colossus or so, I think, to really kind of stand up towards the later stages of this game as we continue through. Fire pushing up, Stasis Ward goes down. A couple of Liberators will begin to siege as well. Fire turns over to the right side, and the Zealot Stalker, they're already going to be taking a little bit of a beating. Just going to jump straight onto this Nexus. Those Liberators making it difficult to engage in. A lot of the Widow Mines will start to fire. We are fighting before the Nexus goes down, but does Classic have enough? Warping the Zealots straight into this fight. Stalkers trying to do their thing, add some damage to this. We do have Zealots across the map as well that will get some SCVs at least. So a little bit of progress being made there. We're actually going to get the cleanup. The Stalkers blinking for their life. Again, just the fact it's 1-1 bio makes it so difficult as well. Like, they're just dealing so much damage versus what they are taking at any point in time. And that just makes this so much more difficult too, as we chase it away as Classic, but it's hard to believe that Clem is not just in a great position. They both lost a similar amount of work, because the Clem's work count is absolutely fine, and again, the upgrade advantage is huge. He will be kind of losing the +1 attack advantage soon, but he's on his way to 2-tier as well, so already starting up those next set of upgrades. However, there's a Colossus, so something a little bit more considerable, as I said before, now comes into play. So you get a Colossus out, with that one Colossus up, just already a little bit of, potential to kind of actually deal some splash damage, actually just stand there and to try and trade out a little bit better against that otherwise kind of hefty bio force. A couple of rotor mines get caught in the stasis. The bio will start a fight. Nexus taking a few more shots. The Zealot's going to start charging forward. Stalkers, Colossus coming in as well. And a couple of Liberators already going to siege up too. So just going to get those all set across the natural and the third base. 7 probes haven't gone down at the moment. Bio will be good to get a pylon. Now going to go after the Robobay as well. 7 more probes going down. Clem just keeping consistent with these drops. Continuing to keep the aggression going around the map at the moment here. As, Pixelzerg, thank you so much for the 2-month resub on the Prime. Hell yeah, thank you so much for priming us up. Super appreciate it, thank you. Road Bay building, Zealot and the Prism coming through as well. Continue to get that ready. The armor upgrade about to finish. The +2 attack is starting. 2-2 upgrades building on the side of Clem as the ship weapon upgrade. Coming up also, Marine Marauder Viking in production, another starport. Main thing for Clem is getting Vikings up and an answer to the Colossus, right? Actually having those out and available will help him massively, because now this entire army of Classic is going to be that much weaker to be able to kind of fight against this whole thing. So definitely a factor there as the Oracle ups a Revelation. Will be taken down by the Viking though, so that's going to get grabbed and taken out. And the Zealot's charging up, going to grab a Marine. The Stalkers and the Colossus coming through as well. A couple more Widowmine shots flying away, but not quite landing on much of anything. And a little scan about to see where else we're going currently. As Clem figures out how to fight into this army. Losing a few SCVs, he's got a lot of units on the other side of the map, but that does mean that he's potentially in a little bit of danger here. Something of a base trade. Written down this orbital command, that is Clem's third base, so not ideal to be losing out on it. I mean, he has a base to the upper right, so it's not like he's going to be too far away base-wise. That fourth has just landed recently. Clem decided to send the rest of his units across the map, so he's going to fully commit to the base trade scenario and just try and put Classic into as weird a position as possible. Classic, again, is going to be pretty happy with the Colossus, I imagine, but let's see what we can do. He's going to try and break through into this main base over the next few moments. Even that's proven to be a struggle. The Zealot's getting caught up on the wall off. Classic already supply blocks, so can no longer warp in reinforcements, which is a shame because he's got a ton of money to spend. So if you could actually spend that, would be great. He's also getting very close to 2-2, which would be nice, because obviously equalizing the upgrades here would be amazing. We're going to lose both the Colossus, though, and, well, if Classic can't even truly break through on the other side of the map comfortably, then there's not really much hope at all. Never mind denying 2-2, Clem. Just go after whatever you want in that main base, because Classic is not going to have enough. Now, this is going to turn from bad to worse. He actually gets the Forge after the +2 attack finishes, funnily enough. As, that means at least Classic will catch up a bit on the upgrades, but yeah. I thought this army of Classic across the map was going to be way more formidable and a much tougher thing. I thought it was going to attack into the main base and just clear out there very easily, but Clem actually did a very good job defending in his main, and that's going to be the real deal breaker on this one. If it wasn't for that, I think this might have been a little bit tougher. But yeah, not quite the case. The Stalkers come through, a couple more SCVs going down. Stalkers will hit the Planetary Fortress. Just going to see 68 SCVs going down the side of the screen. 70 is quite the number. I mean, Clem is down to only 3 SCVs remaining. Classic obviously just wants to get rid of the Planetary now before he has to fight alongside units later on. Get rid of that, basically a stronghold of the Terran in this map. The thing is, you're down 30 army supplies, so like, can we get a medevac? That's nice. You got to take whatever free pickings you can get, but you're playing Stalkers against Ghost Bio. There's just not realistically a way right now that you can truly deal with this, I don't think. Clem is producing as well. Classic just going to accept that this one has gone a little bit too far into Clem's favor, and Clem will no ping or with no ping in Korea on the Korean server for this series. So yeah, Clem in Korea, Classic obviously in Korea. Let's get into this game number 2, as we have ourselves in the top right corner of the map, the blue Protoss player. This is Classic. The bottom left, our red Terran is going to be Team Liquid's Clem as we get into game number 2 of this best of 3, playing here on Ultra Love. Kind of felt like this was meant to be an easier game for him in a way after the way that the game opened with the damage done from the Hellions and so, but didn't quite work out like that, so we're thinking that maybe actually Classic has a little bit of hope in this game too, because of the fact that, yeah, he put up a good fight despite a rough start. It was close. I mean, like I say, the end base trade wasn't quite close, but maybe if Classic had held off on base trade until he got like 2-2 up or something, maybe that would have made it a little bit better for him. Maybe then you could have traded with those other units much more easily. Clem got to Korea yesterday, guys, so he couldn't play in the GSL qualifiers. So he wasn't in Korea for the GSL qualifiers. That's why he didn't play in this season of GSL. Gonna drop down the Cybernetics core, barracks on the way up, Orbital Command and the Reaper just going to be coming through also, so we just get that settled. Nexus, Cyber Core, both building into play for the moment. And yeah, Clem is not going to be playing the next season of GSL, guys. I already asked him. He said the dates don't work out, so he's not in Korea for GSL at all. He's just in Korea, I imagine, just to practice. There might be something else that I'm overseeing, but yeah, he said he's not playing in GSL. I asked him as soon as he said he was in Korea, I was like, GSL? He's like, no. I was like, Clem. So I wanted to cast your GSL games. I think he's practicing for EWC. Yeah, I think so too. I think he's just getting some practice in. I think he's just going while there's a good chance, a good period to go and travel, because right now he doesn't have a tournament to play in until the Bulgarian tournament, and then after that, a couple weeks later, his home story. Then he might, if he wants to after that, he could go back to Korea maybe for a little bit before EWC. Just depends what he's feeling, I imagine, so just probably trying to make the most of it. Like, if he didn't go now, then he'd be kind of flying to Korea just to fly back for Bulgaria sooner rather than later, you know. Oh, I wonder if it's Dallas. I wonder if he's going to go to Dallas. I wonder if he's just going to go to Korea in preparation for Dallas and then go to Dallas. Ooh. Like 2 weeks in Korea and then Dallas? Oh, maybe that's the plan. I don't know if Clem's going to Dallas, because obviously Dallas is kind of a weird one, because Clem's already qualified for EWC, so he doesn't have to play in these qualifying events, but Dallas still has some prize money. And obviously offline competition, it would be good to get some offline practice in as well, right? So I imagine Clem will try and play in as much offline stuff as possible too. So yeah, I completely forgot about Dallas. That's probably why the dates are really bad for GSL for him, actually, because he has to go for Dallas and then he'll be coming back to Korea. Alright, anyways, just me speculating. I should probably just ask him. Medevac, Siege Tank, couple of Marines coming through, the Orbital and the SCV in production as the first drop comes across the map, and Clem looks to apply some pressure here in the early stages. Reaper sitting strong for the moment. Just out the front. Let's got the Stalker set up, sentry coming around. We got ourselves settled in. As the Siege Tank and a couple of additional Marines come about as well. Medevac will go the other way. I see a little bit of bio coming through. Stalker's going to be there, the sentry as well. Just going to be there to kind of push things back for a few moments. Blink in the prison coming up, a couple of barracks in the Raven coming online, and some Marines on Engineering Bay coming up as well. Who's my favorite SC2 player to watch? Probably just one of the fun watching Terrans like Clem, Bjorn. I mean, I'm a Terran player at heart, so it's always going to be a Terran. I mean, I always used to love watching Innovation and stuff as well. Just yeah, some of the solid Terran players. I was starting to find it very fun to watch. Like I said, Terran's my favorite race, which means that obviously all the Terran matchups are more fun to me to watch than like, for example, I don't really like watching PvZs. That immediately eliminates Protoss and Zerg players. So yeah, rip Protoss and Zerg. You can't be part of my choice. Oh, the Stalkers are going to go for it. They ate a tank shot on the way in. I thought it was very desperate from Classic, who tries to micro the Prism out of there, but like that was kind of an ugly attack to say the least. Definitely not pretty as the stim pack and the combat shields continue up. Marine Marauder coming through, the reactor coming up, a couple of SCVs on the way in, and that charge upgrade coming by as well. So just playing into the main base. Our stim pack going to continue through on the barracks. It's not going to be in danger here as Clem does start to get rid of some of the Marauders. Then he can kind of kite against the Marines. The Prism tries to warp in. It's a very daring play. I can't imagine Classic didn't expect that to kind of just get taken down. This was just terrible for Classic. I'm sorry, but this was not it at all. He started off way too aggressive, and he just stayed on that path. I don't know why he felt the need to be as aggressive as he was being. This was bad call after bad call. Almost like he's on, like, I feel like almost like he feels like he's on a timer, right? Like, really not pretty. Really not pretty. Well, yeah, I mean, not much to say on this one. As Stim and Combat finish, Classic's given up all of his units, so a push across the map here should be a pretty simple conclusion for Clem, a victory in this game. As you don't really bounce back from that kind of damage taken, so a little bit of an anticlimactic game too, because it's a pretty darn competitive game one, but then Classic just decided to throw his units into the meat grinder in this second game. And like I say, it just doesn't quite live up to the fun we were looking for. It's going to put Classic 1 and 2 in this group. That means he's very likely going to end up being eliminated here. That loss to Jumi really being a deciding factor on his day, unfortunately. There's a few more Zealots warp in. The Marines go after a few of those probes. The turret going down. Just going to see our bio continue to fight. A couple of Zealots getting chased. Stalkers getting chased. +1 attack upgrade will be finishing shortly. A couple more Zealots getting jumped on. And +1 attack, and that Immortal continuing to pop out for the moment as well. There we go. Stalkers and Zealots going to come charging by. Just going to be seeing the dive forward. Tank firing back. Bio's going to continue to shoot. And Zealot Stalker just continue to fire. The Immortal chasing as well. I mean, Classic's making a better chase down of this than expected. I think the reality is still that Clem will overwhelm, but yeah, get rid of the Immortal. A few Stalkers aren't going to stand up for themselves once the Zealots are gone. A couple of Widow Mines off to that right side never got to come into play. Now they'll reposition, and that's going to make it tougher for any new wave of Zealots. There's 4 Widow Mines here ready to fight them. Bang, bang. Maybe another couple of bangs off the mines while Clem continues to try and push through. I imagine Clem's got some more bio units arriving shortly as well in the form of reinforcements, because right now he's actually not got too much showing up. To be fair, Classic is still continuing to make a better defense of this than I was expecting. I thought he was dead in the water. And right now he's drowning, but he's still just about hanging on in there. He's kind of gasp of breath every now and again, so he isn't dead yet. But it's obviously still not exactly looking pretty, and there's no one throwing him a life jacket or what do you call those rings that you throw in the water to save people? I don't even know. There's no one throwing him a rope to try and drag him out. As Clem is going to be just a life ring. You just call it a life ring? Huh. Wild. Yeah, no one's throwing him one of them. It's always great when you go for an analogy as a caster and you don't even know the words you're trying to use to make the analogy with, isn't it? I feel like, honestly, analogies are my worst enemy. Every time I try and come with up with an analogy, I get halfway through and it just completely falls apart, you know? Like, it just disappears. I'm just like, oh. Lifesaver? Is that what it's called? A lifesaver? Let's see. There you go. Yeah, you know, the more I learn, though, the next time I think about making this analogy, I'll know the terminology, you know? We're going to chase a couple of Zealots getting hunted. We are going to see our Stalkers and Zealots pulling back as well. I mean, Clem is still just slowly reinforcing. He's got Liberators behind this, another CC coming up. Clem just scan across the map on one of the bases? I thought he just scanned a very weird place. What was that, like 10 minutes in the game? I want to go check that out. Well, Zealots will just go chasing forward. A little bit of bio will step through. The Zealot's going to take damage again. A couple of SCVs going down. I mean, it's a nice little counterattack. Classic wants something to obviously try and pull Clem back and give him some more time to potentially get units out that may make a difference. I mean, Colossus is here as well. Clem is not really immediately set up to deal with the Colossus. Still hard to really be excited for Classic, who is down, you know, half the army supply, horrible amount of supply overall. I will jump onto a couple of the Zealots there. They're going to go down immediately. Another Zealot going down too. I see the Zealot's going to be able to grab the bunker, so that will be grabbed. The rest of the bio coming across. Zealots will continue to fall. Multiple of those dropping. That's going to be Classic once again, a counterattack that just gets cleaned up. And honestly, Clem taking a few moments is probably not a bad thing. Get that Ghost Academy online. He's up against Colossus now, so continue to just stream across the map and attack in is probably not going to be great. End up cancelling the base there. Then Marauders, Vikings, 2-2 upgrades coming about. Two Stalkers are going to go open up the rocks over there too. To attack, Disruptor coming up and get settled for the moment. Let's see how Storm's going to get there. Liberator coming through. Bio gathering and join up together. Just going to come through. We're going to go after some rocks. Clearing up for the moment right now. Yeah, the 2-2 coming over. The ship weapons coming about. It's going to be seeing a few Zealots. Going to go diving into the mineral line and a few SCVs. Take damage again. Clem is almost maxed out at this stage. As he hits 2-2, you've got to really imagine that again. This is almost the time at which he's going to be ready to kind of full send this. Managed to get rid of one of the Colossus already. Those Vikings shooting across, doing a good job. I like that Classic got a couple of Disruptors. I think he's always going to be the defender here. So there's a good opportunity that the Disruptors end up coming into play and actually being used in a big way to play defense. So I like seeing that a lot. I think Classic's been playing defense all game because of the way that the game's been set up and the way it's been going. Not exactly ideal. Vikings firing, the Colossus going to be taking a few more shots again. Just going to be seeing the Zealots still fighting, SCVs taking hits. 10, 14 workers going down. That Colossus going down as well. So, I mean, at least Classic is getting rid of a lot of SCVs at Clem. So, Clem having some issues back on the other side. Zealots will come in and fight. Vikings going to lift up. Marauder getting chased around a little bit as well. Just going to see the rest of the bio coming down to the bottom. And again, continue to chase for now as the 3-3 upgrades start up on the side of Clem. We got the +3 attack upgrade coming through from Classic. Got Disruptor coming online. Got Disruptor shots firing from way too far away. I don't know how we ever thought that they were going to connect. I mean, maybe if there was an upgrade to the Disruptor, you know, a Purification Nova catapult, so these Novas like travel 3 times the distance or something. Man, they were so far away. I mean, I guess if Clem chases super forward aggressively in, then like it stops him doing that, but I don't think that was going to happen anyways, so it kind of made it look a little bit silly, I guess. Stalker's going to get underneath and get rid of a couple of those Vikings, so some damage done there. Infantry coming about, a couple of ghosts and the Marines coming over as well. Continue to get that up for the moment. Disruptor shot firing down, firing a couple of hits in. Just going to be seeing the +2 armor coming up, the Disruptor's coming by, the Zealots on the way. 3 still coming up on these engineering bays, and we have the extra Liberators coming by as well. And we've seen a little recall up to the 12 o'clock. Fire dives, just going to see that Nexus already taking some damage. Another Disruptor shot, just going to land on a few Marines. The Zealots going to get jumped on. Disruptor gets hit, and then those Stalkers going to get hit as well. Another Disruptor going down. I'm starting to really break through here. A lot of units going down now as the Disruptors are running in from the other side. Always bad when the Disruptors have to run into the opponent. That's always when they're going to be at their worst. Clem just rotates around with these units and then is going to have reinforcements showing up as well. So he's going to have everything together now to continue to attack. A couple of Disruptor shots. Actually going to find the Ghost that kind of come through there in a bit of a cluster. Clem going to force his way through this choke point, and well, the Disruptor's going to find another decent connection in the background there. Another couple of Disruptor shots going to land. I mean, this is Clem maybe being a little bit overly aggressive and going a little bit too far, a little bit too quick. I mean, he's still going to be up on supply heavily, because he did lose a lot of units there, which he didn't need to. He could have been even more commanding, although I guess if you're being super careful, sometimes you don't get to be as commanding as that anyway. So there is the GG, there is the victory screen, and there is Clem taking the 2-0 over Classic. This game went on like 10 more minutes than I thought it would. I thought this was going to be like a